No Kings protests planned across the country on Saturday as well. What are your thoughts on those?
What are they going? No Kings?
No Kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved.
They are literally destroying themselves as a party. This No Kings thing, it was so dumb to counter-program it against a celebration of the American military, which is one of the most respected institutions in the country, if not the most respected.
To all of you who have family that served in the military like me, thank you for your service.
It's just dumb. And you just had a bunch of old white people out there. And I can say that as an old white person, that what are you protesting against? What is this king you're talking about?
What's up, Finesse family? I'm Mrs. B. Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com. And today we're talking, what is this No Kings Day? Right? I want to know what you guys think about that. Make sure you put that in the comment section below. Tell me if you agree or disagree with this and why. So we're going to break down actually what this is. So what to know about No Kings 2.0. So if you didn't know, this is the second round of No Kings Day. Let's break it down. Second round of No Kings, which aims to broadly reject what organizers describe as President Trump's authoritarian agenda, as you've seen in the video. So this happened in June, now it's happening in October, when about 5 million people from across the country took to the streets to protest Trump's administration as he held a military parade in Washington. All right. So that was back in June. Here's some key things to know. All right. So let's break this down. The first round of the protest came after a 5-month opening blitz of Trump's second term, which showed moves targeting birthright citizenship, student protesters, federal diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, and more. So then over the summer, the administration had only doubled down on these protest organizers. And we've seen the videos, right, guys, including mass immigration raids, the deployment of federal troops into Democratic-led cities, and the president's retribution tour. So let's talk the Republicans' response. Some Republican leaders have labeled the protests as anti-American. House Speaker Mike Johnson claimed that the rallies have contributed to the ongoing government shutdown. That's interesting.
No, Speaker Johnson, the No Kings rally on October 18th is not a hate America rally. In fact, it's quite the contrary. It's a love America rally. It's a rally of millions of people all over this country who believe in our Constitution, who believe in American freedom, and are not going to let you and Donald Trump turn this country into an authoritarian society.
So the GOP Senator Roger Marshall alleged that professional protesters and agitators are the only people that's going to show up.
Republican Senator Roger Marshall left his town hall at a county hospital in Kansas early. Colin McRoberts, who captured this moment, travelled about 5 hours with his mother to attend.
We had heard about the town hall on Reddit from someone who said they'd called into his office and found out about it, but I could not find any information about it online. We kind of got the impression that the senator did not want people to come to the town hall, which made me think it might be a particularly interesting thing to go to.
Judging from that video, I don't think he can say anything about anybody not showing up because it looks like he doesn't want to show up when he needs to. At least that's what constituents say. Let's get back to what he was saying about the protesters. He suggested that participants would be pro-Hamas or Antifa people. Organizers emphasized that this will be a peaceful protest all across the United States. The organizers said that they are planning peaceful demonstrations aimed at providing a clear contrast to the administration's show of force. So let's break down and get into what people are actually saying. I want to hear you guys' response. Let me know what you guys think. Here we go. Spoiler alert, scanning this might change your life. All you have to do is scan the QR code for more on life-changing merch, services, and everything to help you grow.
We don't have kings, we don't have thrones. The power belongs to the people and the country belongs to the people. We want to make it clear that the flag belongs to the people of the United States as well. It does not belong to the president. It does not belong to the military. We also stand in opposition to the parade in Washington, D.C.
I've been opposed to fascism all my life, and I was a high school government teacher. And these people's kids would have failed my course, the people who support Trump. They don't understand anything about the fact that we're all kings, not him.
There are a lot of people that don't agree with what's happening, and we want a kind world. We want to take care of each other, our siblings. We're all connected. People are hungry. People are hurting. We need that money in other places. How about funding education? How about feeding people? How about offering health care?
Trump is doing it just to make himself feel bigger and better, and to also threaten us. Like, to have the military go through the streets of our country, it feels like a threat to me.
Do you agree with these Americans? Are you guys feeling threatened? Let me know in the comments below. Let's keep watching.
They don't want to talk about it. You know, they have their day coming up. I hear very few people are going to be there, by the way. But they have their day coming up.
All right,
and
guys,
they
so
want to
watch this video. So here, this is a large crowd gathering in Times Square, New York, for the No Kings protest. There's so much going on, guys. Let's keep watching. Here, guys, this is in St. Augustine, Florida. No Kings protest, they say, against Trump. Looks very peaceful to me, contrary to many's belief. In the Senate, in the House, looks very peaceful. So here, guys, we're in Atlanta. No King protest. Looks like there's a lot of people showing up. All right. They said that it started at 1, but these people were here way earlier than that. So it looks like a packed out house here. The next one, guys, this is in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. They're even out there in the heat protesting. Here we're in Washington, D.C., guys, for the anti-Trump No Kings protest. It looks like these people are showing up and showing out way more than they did in June, all right? Looks really peaceful to me. Here, this guy, he has his kids here. His daughter's in the stroller. He's got his son walking, protecting his ears from all the noise. Man, I don't know. Doesn't look like what they're saying is happening, the negativity that they're talking about. Here, guys, we got Nebraska. We got people saying, yes, we're here. And
they don't want to talk about it. You know, they have their day coming up. I hear very few people are going to be there, by the way. But they have their day coming.
I want to end, guys, with this last video from a military veteran. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree to this No King's Day? Do you not agree? Let me know. All right, guys.
This is a reminder and a warning. Tomorrow, Americans from Baltimore to Bakersfield will participate in more than 2,500 No Kings protests, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, but as citizens, answering what 7 out of 10 Americans now believe to be a constitutional crisis. Never in the history of our republic has a president sent a National Guard unit from one state into another without the consent of that state's elected leaders. Never in the history of our republic has a president sent massed federal police into American cities to conduct warrantless raids, pulling children out of their beds in the middle of the night, arresting American citizens for absolutely no cause, shooting a praying priest in the head with a pepper ball. Never in the history of our republic has a president shut out the legitimate press from both the White House and the military. And never since the Civil War have we been this close to a total breakdown in constitutional order. Our founding fathers, imperfect men, had wisdom enough to list 5 particular freedoms first in the Constitution: the freedom of religion, speech, press, peaceful assembly, and the right to petition our government for grievances. These were listed first for a reason. From women's rights to civil rights to peace movements, we have used these freedoms to make good change in our country. In 1970, more than 20 million Americans marched in the first Earth Day protest. That was 10% of our population of the time, peacefully assembled. And months later, it led to the creation of the EPA, the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act. These weren't radicals. These weren't terrorists. These were Americans using disciplined, peaceful pressure to make real change in their government. And it worked. So here's the warning. Donald Trump has 2 goals. The first is to define Americans as radical enemies of the state. And the second is to provoke us into violence so he can control the nation under military rule. And we are not going to give him that excuse. We are not on the streets to give Trump his riot. We are on the streets to deny him a crown. And tomorrow might be the largest protest in American history. Millions of Americans standing shoulder to shoulder, defending our Constitution without firing a shot or swinging a fist. And years from now, when our kids and our grandkids ask, well, what did you do to secure my freedom? We can say, I stood up, I spoke out, and I did it peacefully. Not because I was afraid to raise my fist, but because I wouldn't give a tyrant a war that he wanted. And as a veteran, I am deeply honored to walk the streets of America with you tomorrow as we hold the line together, as we hold it peacefully. I'll see you there.